This is the 2026 Chevrolet Silverado 2500 HD. It is the LT trim level. And in today's Vehicle Visionary video, we're going to tell you what you get for a sticker price of $67,415. Hey everybody, it's Tom from Vehicle Visionary. I hope you're having a great day. We're at Chevy Land in Shreveport, Louisiana. If you want to know more, check out the link down in the description of the video. Now this is going to have the Z71 and Trail Boss package on this one. So that means you're going to have things such as the underbody skid plating. You're going to have the black accents with your upper and lower grille areas. The red recovery hooks are going to be here. And then additional features such as all of your safety features. That's why you're going to see sensors on the front and rear bumpers. Now, we're going to have the Z71 and Trail Boss package here. That's going to include quite a few different things, including all the black accents that you're going to see here with the bumper, with the grille all around the vehicle, underbody skid plating. You're going to have your red recovery hooks right here. And something that I really like about Chevrolet is that you can go with a lower trim level such as the LT, but still option in things like all of the different cameras. That's why you have a front view camera right here. So you can option all of that in with the technology package. That means you're going to have cameras all over this vehicle. Now, one thing to note, the scoop right here, the air intake, is not actually an air intake because this is going to have the 6.6 gas burner under the hood. It's not the diesel. And when you go that route, this is not active. Now, let's work our way around. This model is going to be four-wheel drive. We're going to have our 20-inch gloss black wheels here. Tell me what you think about that overall design. I know some people like that, some people don't. One thing I do like is that while you have the gloss black wheel, you do not have gloss on the fender surround right here. I think that not only looks better that way with this matte black finish, it's kind of a plastic material. It is a plastic material right there. But if you're going to be doing any off-roading, going to the deer lease, whatever, you don't have to worry about that getting scratched up so much. Summit White is the exterior color. It has a jet black interior, and the Z71 logo is right here. And you can see that I turned the lights on right here. Those are some of your LED lights. Now we're also going to have those on the other side here. I don't have those on at the moment, but they're going to be on both sides. Those are going to be power adjustable side view mirrors. One thing to note about the power adjustability on these side view mirrors is that the power adjustment is only for this upper section. The bottom section right here is going to be manually adjusted. Now, how about your remote? Let's take a quick look at what we have. Let me make sure I don't pull my own personal remote out from my GMC vehicle. You're going to have a lock, unlock, remote start. You can open your power tailgate, but you won't be able to close it with this button. You can only open it on this particular model. We will find our passive entry on the front doors right there, so you can push that button to lock and unlock all four doors. And something that I really like here, we did a truck recently that did not have the assist steps right here, so you really had to work a little bit harder to get up inside into the interior of the truck, and it'd have to be on leg day for my cameraman and myself. We work out together and film YouTube videos, and boy, we knew we had done a leg workout that day. At least I did. I don't know about him. He's in better shape than I am. Trail Boss logo is going to be right here. It looks like it's already been on the trail. You have a little bit of dirt and junk right there. And as we work our way to the back, there's your LT logo. And we didn't talk about it, but you got your LED fog lights on the front end and all of your different lighting elements all over the truck. The Chevrolet logo will be stamped here into the tailgate. You can actually go and have some vinyl lettering created to fill that in with black, and it would really look appropriate. Now, like I said, this is a power tailgate, but when I push the button on the remote, I'm going to just push it right here. All you're going to hear is that sound to release it. It doesn't go back up. So for those who are curious about that, you don't have to, or you don't have the ability to actually raise it back up with the remote or with the button on the tailgate. But all of those great features are still going to be here beyond that. And again, like I said, you've got your sensors here on the rear bumper, a lot of great safety features, and something I didn't talk about. Number one, we're going to have our corner steps right here. That makes it easier to gain access to the rear of the bed if you need to without actually getting up inside. And you're also going to have your step on the side of the bed right here, the bed step as it's called. That's going to make it easier as well. Now there are two engine options available for this truck. In this case, we've got the gas burning, naturally aspirated 6.6 liter V8 that makes 401 horsepower and 464 pounds-feet of torque. You can go with the Duramax diesel that makes 470 horsepower and 975 pounds-feet of torque. Both engine options will be mated to a 10-speed automatic transmission, and we will also come right back here, give you some information that's also going to help. You will find on both engine option models a 36-gallon fuel tank. Now let's talk about usability as a truck. What can you do? Well, let's talk about payload first. Here are your numbers. Your payload comes in at 3,672 pounds with this truck. You can tow with a conventional trailer 16,000 pounds. If you go gooseneck or fifth wheel, you're looking at 18,330 pounds. You can see that you have your bed liner here. That's a good thing. Our 120 volt power outlet right there. The in-bed lighting right here does a great job of illuminating the interior of the bed with its way it's angled into the bed. I really like that. And you have all of your different tie-down points. There's a total of 12 here, 3 in the front, 3 in the rear on both sides. Let's talk about what your rear seat passengers are going to find. Plenty of room. Now we're going to have a nice large armrest on the door bin door panel right here. Getting a little ahead of myself there. The large armrest and then the door bin, and that is nice and large. There's a bottle holder at the front of that. And as we work our way into the interior, if you need to gain access to the under seat section where you're going to find some space if you need to, over there on the other side you'll find your tire iron and your jack and all that kind of stuff. Spare tire located underneath the bed in the rear area. Now on this particular model, we don't have the in-seat storage that I like so much, but for some people that's not a big deal. You will have your rear window defogger, those lines right there, and something that is nice, even with the steps right here, I still like to take advantage of that grab handle. You're gonna have one at all 4 doors. Storage comes in with a couple of different options here. Number one, you're gonna have the door bins and then the seat pockets on the rear of each seat. Couple of cup holders will be right here, our air conditioning vents, USB ports, and that's going to be the interior with the back seat area. One thing you don't have here, which for me is a good thing, is no sunroof. Some people like that, some people don't. Now let's talk about what you find here in the interior. Like I said, there are options you can option into this truck on the LT trim level that will bring it up quite a few notches, such as if you want this center console like this, you want your wireless charging pad right here, you can option all of that in. It is part of a package, but instead of having the bench seat here, you can have all of this. Let's see what else you get. Now we'll start with our upper console up here. Not a whole lot to talk about. You can turn on your lights up here, your reading lights, and then you can see some of the features you have right here, such as OnStar, and if you have an emergency right there, you can hit that. And we'll have the upper glove box. I'm gonna open that up real quick just so you can see inside of that area, and then we'll have the lower glove box. And over there on the passenger side door panel, we're gonna have plenty of room again with the armrest and the door bin. Just as much space as we had in the rear. That's really nice. We're gonna have our power seats here for the driver. And let me grab the camera here, not the remote, but the camera, get that correct here. Now you won't find that you have seat memory here, so that is one thing that's gonna be a little bit different, but you can push the button right there to fold in your power folding side view mirrors. Now you will have to manually move those back and forth for trailering. You also have the controls for the side view mirrors here, and you can lock and unlock all of the windows. Roll your windows down and up right there, lock and unlock button. Power parking brake is here, and then we're gonna have everything for 4-wheel drive, and then our drive mode selector. So there we go. We're going to have off-road. We're also going to have normal. You also have your tow haul mode. And the way you do that, you get to off-road and normal right here. To go into tow haul mode, you push right down there on the bottom. To turn on the exterior lighting, as far as those LED lights in the side view mirrors and other areas, we push that button right there. There's your cab light. And then we control our other lighting right here. The steering wheel is tilt and telescopically adjustable. It's manually adjustable, but it is here. Everything for your cruise control is right here. And then your other features here as far as voice commands and all that good stuff. You can manage the radio on the back of the steering wheel on each side. Volume is on the right-hand side. Stations or whatever you're listening to on the left-hand side. Now, I want to show you something real quick. If you want to change your display layout, you do have some presets right here. So if you want to go to, say, digital and have a different view, there you go. You can do that. Or we can go back here. You can adjust left, right, and lower gauges. Also your info page, units, and then your speed warning. You can see what all is here. And if you need to reset everything, you can come right there and do that. And you just push this button right here, the scroll wheel that allows you to get through everything. You can also use those arrows to go through all of the different options that are here as far as that goes. Now, give the camera back. There is your shifter. Everybody seems to like the column shifter over anything else. And our 13.4-inch touchscreen offers a lot of great information. A couple of different pages we can go through right here. You have Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, as you can see. Google Assistant is going to be here, so that means you can use voice commands for a lot of different things. Google Maps. And how about your cameras? I told you there's a lot of cameras here as far as this model goes. You do have a front camera washer. Now, you don't have to have that on the screen for the camera washer to work. You just have to push the button for the windshield washer fluid, and it automatically does that. There's your rear view camera, your two overhead views. We're going to have our side view mirror views. If you want to hitch up to a trailer on the bumper, you have the view right there. And let's see here. We also have the bed camera right here. We can zoom in if we need to, whatever you need to do. There it is, just to show you a little bit of what's going on here. Now, we're going to go over here, show you a few more things. You can see some of the other features you have here. We're going to go into settings and go to vehicle. I always like to show these things. Now, make sure to wear your seatbelt when you're driving. But if you're just moving around in a parking lot or the pit area at the racetrack or the boat launch, wherever you are, you can turn that off so you don't have to have your seatbelt on in those situations. But I do recommend using it when you're out on the road. How about your collision and detection systems? Here are your safety features. So we're going to have the automatic emergency braking, front pedestrian braking, lane change alert, park assist with tow bar, and your rear cross traffic alert. Tongue twist not included. And you can go into several different things and program whatever you need to, turn features on and off. Whatever you need to do, you can do that. Now, you can select right here to come back to the home screen. There's also a button right here next to the knob for the radio, turning that on and off and adjusting the volume. And you have all of your different things right here as well, such as your park assist. You've got the ability to open that power tailgate back there. You've got your hazard lights, if you need to turn those on, traction control, all of that's going to be here. Here is your trailer brake control. So if you need to adjust that, you can right here when you're hauling your trailer. And then we're going to have heated seats. No ventilated seats here, just heated in this particular case. Dual zone climate control. All of your controls are there depending on what you need. And then a couple of USB ports. Our cup holders are right here. And we also have the wireless charging pad. Now, one thing I do want to mention here, these trucks do not have a 12-volt power outlet anywhere in the interior. Not sure why Chevrolet has done that. It's been that way for a few years now. And before anybody says this is the 12-volt power outlet, no, it's not. That is a 120-volt power outlet. I think there should still be a 12-volt here. A couple of USB options and plenty of space within the center console. All right, here we go on the test drive with the Silverado 2500. Now, being that this is an HD truck, yeah, it's gonna have a little bit of a rough ride, but when you start throwing some weight in the rear, whether it's on the bumper, you're hauling a trailer, or even putting some payload back there in the bed, that will help that out. This truck definitely gets down the road nicely with all of the power and torque that it has, gets up and goes when you need it to get up and go, and there is immense room throughout the interior. One thing I did not mention earlier in the video, I do want to make sure I do mention. I talked about the fact that you have a power adjustable driver's seat. The passenger seat is manually adjustable in this particular case on this trim level. But overall, a very capable truck in a multitude of ways. Something that has been asked of me in the past on some of these Chevrolet vehicles, any GM vehicle that have the multiple camera views all around the truck or the SUV, whatever it is. How do you leave the cameras on when you're driving if you need to be able to see around you in some area, whatever it is? I've had people ask about that, and that's what they want to know. You can do that with this particular setup. So if you have the 13.4-inch touchscreen, yes, you can do that. Just one of those interesting little things that people have asked about in the past. But overall, as far as a truck goes, it will get the job done nicely. And while the sticker price, $67,415, is still pretty high in this day and age, it's better than what it could be, depending on options and depending on the engine that's under the hood. So if you're looking for a little bit more of a bargain, but you need a truck that is capable of doing what this truck is capable of doing, there are some great options to keep the price from getting too terribly out of control. And there we go, the 2026 Chevrolet Silverado 2500 HD LT. That's what you get for a sticker price of $67,415. Quite a bit. But keep in mind, you don't have to option all of these features in. It just depends on what it is you want and what you want to spend. So a few different options where that is concerned that could actually take the price even lower than what we have right here. I would like to say a special thanks to my friends at Chevy Land for loaning us this truck for the day so we could tell you all about it. And a special thanks to all of you for being kind enough to give us the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. That's very helpful to us. Please make sure to subscribe and share this video on your timeline on social media so other people can see it. And if you would like to learn about additional vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and we'll see you there.